Are you ready to get the inside scoop of awesome trainings that I only do for our top leaders? Private trainings that I have never released before? If so, you're in the right place, because if you are ready to understand the mindset of a millionaire, if you are ready to truly say to yourself, how can I change my thinking? How can I improve? How can I open myself up for possibilities like never before? Then you're in the right place and you want to keep watching, because in this 5-video series, I'm sharing with you exactly what helped me go from a hot mess to a success, what helped me go as somebody who thought she had absolutely no chance of ever living and traveling like people she's only seen in movies do, to now making that a more permanent lifestyle. And so if that's exactly what you're excited to do, then don't just watch this video, but watch all the videos in this series so that you too can gain the inside scoop that I've only ever revealed to our top leaders in our company. So without further ado, watch this now. Okay, hey, welcome again, everybody, especially as those of you are joining. Go ahead and say hello in the chat. I want to make sure that you can hear me, that everything's working perfectly. We are going to have a spectacular training today. It's only going to be 10 to 15 hours long. No, I'm just kidding. But it is going to be super powerful for us to go over all of these concepts, guys, because the title says it all. It's a millionaire mindset series. This is the time for you to get your head in the game, for you to truly prepare yourself for success. I don't know if any of you have ever planned an event in your home or ever invited people. You prepare for them to come. You don't just open the door and say, get in there, and then you start cooking and then you start doing things. I know when I invite people to my home, I plan ahead for the meals. I think, how am I going to have fresh flowers? I start thinking, how many people can I invite? What can I handle, right? What capacity can I handle? Can I handle a quick little tea, a quick little lunch? Is this going to be a full-blown event, 3-4 course meal? Am I going to cook it? Is someone else going to cook it? It's each person doing their part, right? Bringing a special dish, and you start preparing. And then sometimes when people have a business, they say, well, I don't need to prepare. I need to just show up, and just like you would prepare if you're having guests over to your house, just like you would prepare if you have a child that's about to be born, if you've got, I don't know, something that you want to achieve in your life, you want to throw a birthday party, or you have to prepare to go to someone's graduation. Typically in life, when we're ready to achieve something, to celebrate something, to accomplish something, to truly even embark on a journey with others, we prepare. And yet I find that many times mindset is overlooked. We just keep thinking, did I iron my clothes for work? Do I look okay for my business presentation? But am I thinking okay is a better question. People do not sign up, people do not work with us, people do not buy from us because we want X, Y, and Z. We attract what we are. And so what we have to do this week, you guys, is to truly focus and to hone in on who we need to be to get what we want. I'm going to say that again, who we need to be to get what we want. If you keep showing up for something unprepared to be what you need to accomplish to get what you want, then you're going to keep either running into a wall wondering, why is it that I work so hard and I don't see the fruits of my labors? You're going to keep comparing yourself on social media, wondering, why is it so much easier for that person, right? You're going to keep thinking, well, if I lived in this other city, if I was around these people, I might be doing better, right? That lie we tell ourselves, that our location will change our situation fully. And you're going to keep hitting against this wall. But just like you would prepare for people to come to your home, for you to host an event, just like you would prepare if you were getting married, right? And you had to decide what dress, what flowers, what suit, what anything. Just like you would prepare because you're anticipating something great to happen, because you're anticipating for something, to change. Like when winter is coming, you get winter clothes. You think about insulating your home however you can. You think about changing your activities, right? You adjust. Maybe when winter's there, that's not the time to be at the beach. That's not the time to be at the pool. Maybe in winter, you think about your winter activities. But we keep telling ourselves that, well, when the millions come, then I'll take care of my mindset. I will think differently when I have more success. And that makes no sense because we don't think or act that way in any other part of our lives. We don't say, if people show up to my party, I'll clean my house and I'll have some food ready. We don't say, if my child gets perfect grades and they do all these things, then I will put them in a good school. Then I will help them get books. Then I will help them get a uniform. Then I will do X, Y, and Z. We don't do that in any other part of our lives. We don't say, after I'm fit and thin and have a ton of energy, then I'll go to the gym. Then I'll be healthy, right? Because when is somebody going to be healthy? First, you take action, right? You get your head in the game and you prepare so that you can receive that fitness, that health, that wealth, those amazing relationships. And guys, I know that there's a lot of things that are out of our control. And unfortunately, a lot of people think that everything being out of our control means that bad things can happen. But do you know what else is out of our control? Miracles, amazing abundance, endless inspiration, truly achieving goals with inspiration, with a lack of perspiration, without having to sweat all the details. So yes, thank goodness we can't control everything around us. And I want to do this series with you guys, and we're going to be here all week long talking about success, talking about mindset, talking about what it really takes to prepare yourself to receive all the things you want. Because guys, two things are true as you want to work on your success, as you're ready to scale your business to the next level. And the first one, okay, the first one is that with our thoughts, that with our prayers, we can attract great things to us. But the second is that with our actions, we can accept it. So many people are blocking their blessings because they're not taking action. And to take action, you need to have the right mindset. I can have endless trainings till I'm blue in the face on what you need to do, on how to do it, on how to show up for yourself. And that part is simple. But if you keep telling yourself, it's not going to work, or I already tried it, or I'm not sure, or I don't see enough evidence to convince me to show up for myself, then it's going to hurt you. That's why that mindset is so important, so that we can start seeing some congruence in our lives, so that we can start seeing, wow, when I do all of these things, when I think this way, when I feel this way, look at all these amazing things that happen. And so today in particular, part of that mindset of success is truly being a good steward of your time. So today I'm going to dive into the aspect, because there's many facets and there's many layers and there's many levels to a millionaire mindset. And today's layer, right, like an onion, we're going to peel the success layer by layer, because I want success to be natural for you. I want it to be effortless. I want it to be something that is normal, something that you expect, something that you understand is there to stay and does not go away. Just like if you're a professor, you know you're a professor. If you're a pastor, you don't doubt, am I still a pastor the next day? You don't doubt the next day, am I still a lawyer? Am I still a mom? Am I still a wife? You wake up with that identity and that certainty. What if you also woke up saying, I am a successful business owner? What if you also woke up and said, well, I am an influential leader that can help people move towards their best self, that can truly bring out the best in others? What if you have that certainty? And that is why this series is so powerful. So today we're diving into that high performance layer and facet of what it takes for you to have the millionaire mindset. Sneak peek on what's coming the rest of the week. On tomorrow, on day 2, we're also going to talk about emotional intelligence and mental strength. What does it take for you to be able to handle, okay, and truly surpass your expectations on how you manage a crisis, all right? How you manage uncertainty. On day 3, on Wednesday, we're going to talk about wealth consciousness. Are you aware of what's possible? Some people's biggest mistake in their success is thinking too small. They didn't know better. They thought you were supposed to do it little by little. What if you went from 0 to millionaire? Why not? We can't come into business and success with an employee mindset. An employee has to wait many, many years for a small raise in their paycheck. They have to wait until someone else retires, until someone else leaves the company, until someone gets fired or quits. So then that opens up space for them to grow. And so that's why on Wednesday, I'm going to talk about wealth consciousness, so that you know that there's already space for you, and so that you're reminded and aware of what is actually possible for you. On Thursday, day 4, we're going to talk about how do you deal with the fear? How do you deal with the potential thoughts that creep in? Let me know in the chat if any of this is resonating with you. If any of this is saying, oh my God, I am not going to miss that day, because I have been in that situation. Day 4, I'm going to show you and I'm going to equip you on how you can truly cope with those fears and stop limiting yourself, because you will finally be in a position to have the tools to say, oh my gosh, tough things happen, but tough people handle them. And I'm one of them, right? Guys, when it's raining outside, it's raining for everybody. Poor people, rich people, fast people, young people, doesn't matter. It's raining for everybody. How is everyone handling it differently? And I want to put you in that position to succeed. And on day 5, we're going to close out this series talking about vision casting and goal setting. Now that you know how to handle it, now that you know how to be productive and how to be a high performer, now that you know what's available to you, now you have that certainty and you have that emotional equipment, those tools to truly not just have a theory of, oh yes, there's possibilities and there's abundance and there's so much in the world, but actually have that practical know-how to go out there and make it happen. We're going to close out the week with vision casting and goal setting. And I encourage you today, even though this isn't what I'm talking about today, to write down your goals. Because on Friday, after we go over all of these details, I wouldn't be surprised if your goals are different. I would not be surprised. It would not shock me one bit if between now and Friday, your situation hasn't changed. The people around you haven't changed. Nothing has changed except you. And it's interesting because you can't change everything around you, but you can change anything you want inside of you. And when you change inside of you, ironically and not surprisingly, everything around you does change. And I want you to show up for your highest self. And so I want you to think about it. Oh my goodness, I have to carve out this time. I know it's so tempting to work in our business and to show up, but this week is special. I felt it in my heart. I felt this jolt of inspiration to have this special private space for you guys to grow and to succeed. And so I want you to know that you showing up for yourself this week is part of truly exerting that muscle, of truly showing up and saying, I'm willing to stretch myself. Have you ever had some workouts where you're just like, I need a rest day? Your muscles are sore. Maybe you worked out your legs and you're walking around the house hobbling and not sure how you're going to get back up from your chair, okay? And they say, rest the next day. Your mind can handle it. You're not going to be sore. You're going to be abundant. You're going to be excited. You're going to be energized. You're going to be attracting good things. You're going to be focusing on solutions, not problems, right? Everybody's got problems, all right? Entrepreneurs need to have solutions. Entrepreneurs need to show up with that strength and that mental fortitude that yes, they can have it all and they can have it now. But those theories are fruitless if you are not refueling yourself. You can go out there and buy yourself a Rolls Royce, okay? And if you start fueling it with Coca-Cola, you start fueling it with some random lake water, you're not gonna get the performance of a Rolls Royce. You need to feed it the best. You take care of your cars, you take care of your family, you take care of so much. And yet we all have a point in our lives where we have fallen victim to not taking care of our mindset, okay? So our phones get updates, our computers get updates, all right, technology gets an update. Everybody's getting updates and upgrades. This week, it's for your mindset. So don't fall into the temptation of feeling full after this call today. There's more, all right? Tomorrow is that mental strength and that emotional intelligence. How do you handle it? How do you face bad things, right? Bad things can happen to good people. How do you come out on top? How do you make your previous ceiling your new floor, right? You need those tools and resources. The wealth consciousness we're talking about Wednesday, that is so incredibly powerful. Do you know what's available? Are you shooting too low? And you know why I did this? You know what's so interesting? And very soon we're going to start on talking about high performance for today. But my sister, my older sister, she actually bought me this thing. It's like an electric pressure cooker, and she bought me an electric one because I am so afraid of a pressure cooker. Has anyone cooked with a pressure cooker? Let me know in the comments. But I am deathly afraid of cooking with those things. They make this hissing noise like a snake, and I am convinced it's just going to blow up at any time. And so I'm not going to use it, but it makes cooking so delicious. It makes delicious things so quickly. And she was like, girl, you are making your life too difficult. So she got me this rice cooker. I should post this on social media so you guys can see it. But I looked at this thing and it's beautiful. It looks like a spaceship, all right? And I'm looking at this thing and I go to make rice in it. And it's supposed to be easier. It's supposed to make things better. And I go to make this rice, guys, and I burn it every time. Guys, it's rice, it's water, it's salt, and I keep burning it. And I'm just like, but she's telling me not to make it in the pot because the pot takes too long, but then this machine leaves me hungry because I can't eat that, right? And so I keep wondering. And one day, you know what I do? Instead of putting in one practical little cup of rice, I actually put in 4 cups of rice. And you guys, same recipe, more abundant, source of ingredients, more, just literally was more of everything, more water, more rice, more salt. I quadrupled the recipe after all my failures. Something told me just make more. And after I quadrupled the recipe, it was the best rice I had ever had in my life. It was so delicious. It makes me look at the rice at restaurants now sideways, like, what is this that they're giving me? And it's so amazing because I was like, oh my gosh, this machine was not built to do small things. This machine was not built for a little cup of rice, for a little tiny recipe. This machine was here to create a lot of good, not a little bit of good. And there may be times where you're trying a little bit of things and you're saying to yourself, why hasn't it worked? Why am I stuck at this level? And maybe that's just not your destination. Maybe just like the machine, you'll actually find it a lot easier to lead out more people, to work with more like-minded people, to attract more success. You just weren't meant for that small recipe. So it's just never going to work. And so that day 3, that wealth consciousness, guys, it is a deal breaker. It is a difference between making sales in your sleep and not sleeping because you don't have enough sales. So that's incredibly important. And again, day 4 on Thursday, and I'm repeating this because it's that important, okay? I wouldn't just be talking about this because I want to hype it up. It is that important, okay? And I have lived this, and I want you to have the same tools. So Thursday, we're going to talk about how to deal with haters, with failures, like a millionaire would. Because if you go look at a celebrity, oh my gosh, pick a Kardashian, any one of them. They have massive amounts of haters in their social media comments, and they're still showing up. I don't know that a normal person without the tools we're going to talk about on Thursday can handle it. I get notifications on my phone from YouTube comments, etc. And some people will literally sit there and do things I didn't even want to do on a test in school. I was literally getting my master's in business, and I didn't write responses as long as some of the haters have provided for me. So I know how much hate and effort it takes. And so why not put equal effort to still show up for all the good and all your supporters, okay, and not let that kick you down. And then again, we're going to close out the week with vision casting and goal setting. And I challenge you today to think about your goals, because you're going to see how different your goals are on Friday compared to Monday. That's how fast your world can be flipped upside down. That's how fast things can change for you. That's how fast these tools and resources can be applied. That's how big I expect this to be for you. This is how important it is. So you want to show up, you want to show out. And guys, this is something where even if it's on your phone, take notes, all right? Because a lot of these concepts, sometimes you need a moment, because these are paradigms, these are stories, these are things that we have been taught for years and years and years. And you talk about one conversation rocks your world. And that's where you are going to have to check your ego. I'm going to say that again. You are going to have to check your ego. Do you want to be right? Do you want to invisibly argue with me? Because I know how it is. Sometimes I watch a movie or there's a clip on the news and they're talking, right? They can't hear me. They're on TV or they're on the internet and I'm just sitting there like, yeah, right. Well, she doesn't know what it's like to blah, blah, blah. Guys, I don't want you to be right or wrong. I want you to be fulfilled and rich and powerful. The world needs more good people that are rich. The world needs more good people to have a seat at a table when it's time to make decisions, when it's time to decide who's going to war, who's investing in a neighborhood, who is donating, who's building a new church. The world needs more of that. So as I talk all these things, know that I'm not saying anything to point out anything about anybody, all right? So if you ever think it's about me, oh my gosh, she's trying to call me out. It is not about you. It is for you. It is not about putting you down. It is about building you up. Why? Because I have lived it. And if I can give you a ticket to fast track you to the front of the line, if I can save you years of headaches and trying to figure it out on your own, then why wouldn't I, right? That's insane. So I'm sharing this with you. So as you listen to it, I want you to listen, to take notes, to absorb it, because I want you to put yourself in a position to succeed. I want you to be in the position to win. So don't sit there arguing with me invisibly, okay? Tell yourself, do I really need to be right on this? What am I defending? If there's more success that you want and you don't have it yet, why would you fight going to the next level? Why would you argue? Why would you sit there and say, I'm a little skeptical about this, or maybe in 10 years this might be true. You can have it all and you can have it now, but you have to be available for it. You have to be aware of what's available. You have to know how to handle things. You get a flat tire in your mindset, you better know how you fix it, because unlike your car, you can't just take it to the shop always. You have to have those tools and resources. And so I want you guys to start taking notes, because now it's time for us to dive in on today. Today, we're talking about the 4 habits of high-performing entrepreneurs. I'll tell you right now, long story short, people who are not high performers are self-sabotaging. You're either high-performing or you're blocking your success. Because let me tell you, goals are so sexy and fun and attractive, and that vision board is popping. You're like, oh, I'm going to live like that. I'm going to drive that, and I'm going to have this glam squad, and I'm going to donate to all these causes. And then comes the work. Wah, wah, wah. Right? Then comes the work, and the work isn't that cute always. And the work isn't always technical or sales conversations. The work is right here. Woo, this is a muscle that is harder to build than a muscle you would need to make it into the Olympics. And so I see you guys in the chat. So keep commenting, keep letting me know when you get those aha moments, because this is super important. And I find that billionaires, thousandaires, right? Hopefullers, they all have 24 hours in the day. And yeah, some people have massive teams. Some people can hire help, but everybody started somewhere. Everybody started somewhere, and you are where you are, period. We're the oldest we've ever been, but we're also the youngest we're ever going to be again. So you are where you are. What happened, happened. People have wronged you. People have been there for you. I get it. This is still what needs to happen for you to be a high performer. Are you with me, guys? This just needs to happen. This doesn't need to happen if everything's going well. This doesn't need to happen if you're in a good mood. This doesn't need to happen if you think you come from the right family, if you think you have enough in the bank. This needs to happen, period, for your vision to be turned into a mission that leads you to success. Super important, you guys, all right? So I don't want you now prejudging these high performance things, saying, if I didn't have a full-time job, if I had more followers online, if I had a personal assistant, these things may not even work for people who have all that if they're not implementing them. I know people who have staffs who are not at their fullest potential. Have you guys ever been at a job and you see other people coasting? You see yourself doing so much more. It almost makes it look like you're doing twice the work you're getting paid for. It almost looks like everyone else is sitting still. Has that ever happened to anyone? That's happened to me, and you have a choice to make. You either set the pace and you lead, or you scale back so that you can be more relatable, so that you can truly not mess with the average. And guys, when I'm in my car and I notice I'm zooming past too many people, I check my speed limit, because that's a car, right? I need to go at a certain speed. At least in the United States, there are 4 speed limits. But in business and success, even if I'm volunteering, I volunteer for multiple organizations, and that is one of my drivers for staying with time freedom. I don't care if I'm zooming past people. Why? Because I need to set the pace for them. By you zooming past them, you remind them, oh, she's just like me. If she can handle all that, I can too. If she can tackle that project, I can too. And so listen to this and apply it with vision, all right? So here are the 4 habits of high-performing entrepreneurs. Notice I said high-performing, I didn't say productive. Ooh, people can keep busy. That is cute. Productivity is cute. I'm talking about high performance. High performers are not just busy, they get results, all right? So performance is the key. Performance is measured by the achievement of what you desire. Do you want peace of mind? Do you want a clean house? Do you want to be inspired? Do you want a certain income level? Do you want a certain level of health and fitness? Be a high performer for that. Okay, I'm not just talking about staying busy, super important. And so what tends to happen is very busy people, okay, whether they're inspired or not, they keep doing things, okay? They keep doing things. And when you're not a high performer, what ends up happening is that you're super busy, and then you tell yourself, oh my God, look at all the things I did. This must not be working. It must not be my season. This must not be meant to be. And you get super frustrated, you guys. But here's what I'm going to tell you. You can be productive and inspired. You can get things done that achieve your goals. So here are the solutions to that. These are 4 habits that have completely transformed things for me and allow me to give a tremendous output, okay? Because you guys know, I've got my brand in English, I got my brand in Spanish, I have got all my volunteer work. We've got the Ilean and Matthew Harris Foundation, all right? I volunteer for another foundation. We have got EMRIS International, where I'm the chief strategy officer for, where I, support with supply chain and marketing strategies and so much more, all right? I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I cook yummy, healthy meals at home. The list goes on. And so those things are possible by here, all right? And they're not just possible now when you hear me all excited. These are all things that these strategies gave me the strength to do when I was taking care of my dad when I was losing him to cancer. These were the strategies that helped me keep going when I did eventually lose my dad to cancer. I was traumatized, completely overtaken with grief, but I was still showing up. And that speaks to not just to me being a machine that keeps doing things, but it speaks to the fact that when you do things in a certain way, not only do you give, but you're able to refuel yourself, okay? We would never expect a car to go, and never get a tune-up or, get more gas, oil, petrol. You would never expect that, right? But as human beings, we're like, oh, checklist, bam, bam, bam. So here's the first thing I did. I eliminated my to-do list. So write that down, eliminate to-do list. And so what I actually did, and let me give you a practical way to transition out of your to-do list, is I actually wrote a really long to-do list. And then each thing, I thought, how long is this supposed to take me? How long is it going to take me? And each thing got added to the calendar. And then I started noticing, oh, this day is full. Let me decide this goes on this other day. And oh, this is more important. Let me switch some things around. And now I find myself getting things done in the order of priority and going to sleep at night feeling very fulfilled and like I accomplished things. Because before that, when I had the long to-do list, that was obviously unreasonable. What actually ended up happening is I did a lot and I worked really hard and I made major headway. But because there were still things to do, I went to bed thinking, I'm never going to keep up. I'm never going to catch up. I'm behind. I felt so defeated. Has that ever happened to anyone? And so what I actually did is I went ahead and I made sure that I looked at my calendar and I made sure the things in my calendar were things that would help me achieve my goals. So it's not enough to add it to your calendar. Then you need to audit it. So I went and I was like, all right, this doesn't need to happen right now, or this is something I can hire someone for. This is something that can wait till next week, or this is a bonus task if I finished the more important ones. And I found myself slowly eliminating things that kept me busy, not successful, things that kept me in a rut, things that didn't add value. And so that was super important. The next thing is prioritize your health. So first you eliminate your to-do list. Second is you prioritize your health. A high performer is not a zombie rolling out of bed, answering emails and doing the windshield wiper. Do you guys know what the windshield wiper is? You just scroll and then you say, I was working my business on social media all day long. I was networking. Absolutely not. You had the intention to. I think that you meant to. I think that you wanted to, but because you're not taking care of yourself, you're just like your phone blinking in red, like, yo, this is a little bit of juice. This is it. There's no more. Imagine if you showed up with mental clarity and you said, oh, this is negative. Let me unfollow this person. Let me add this other person. Let me send this message. Let me be intentional. Right? So you got to work out, eat, breathe, set boundaries with negative people. All right. And remember that what's easy to do is also easy not to do. So you've got to be disciplined. And until this is natural for you, and it is second nature. What's second nature to me? I take a shower, guys. I take a shower multiple ones a day if I need to. But I never have to write it down. It's not on my calendar, right? Please, Ilean, take a shower. No alarm is going to go off. That's just not going to happen, okay? It's very natural for me to do that. But you know what? Taking a 15-minute walk isn't always that natural for me. It's not that, ooh, this is something I'm going to do, period, point blank, not up for discussion. So what needs to happen there? It just needs to be on my calendar. It needs to be a priority. It needs to be something that I am very intentional about, okay? And so the first thing we talked about, eliminate those to-do lists. Are you guys getting the power of that? Are you guys getting the power? Especially if you're at EMRIS International, you're saying to yourself, am I following the legacy blueprint? You better make sure that all the steps in the legacy blueprint are always on your calendar. Okay, so let me give you some examples. As an entrepreneur, your calendar should always have conversations with ways that can help you grow your business. You should also always be connecting with other people. Are you reading? Are you listening? This week, I set it up for you. We've got this Millionaire Mindset series, but what is going to happen, okay, when the series is over, right? I want that to be a priority, that you're developing your mindset. So eliminate that to-do list and then prioritize your health is number 2. Super important, guys. Health is wealth. I can go to the store. I can get hair extensions. I can get a wig. I cannot just get health. That is super important. The third one, and this is one of my favorite, is reward yourself. Okay, reward yourself. It is extremely important for you to go for your goals, for you to think big, not to think small. But along the way, you have got to keep your tank full. And so what people don't realize is, one, they need to be their own best cheerleader, but 2, they have lost all control. They have lost all internal locus of control. You will only be happy, you will only be successful if you get a degree from school, if you get an award from a company, if you earn a trip, if you have money in the bank, if you're told you have a good credit score, if your credit card is saying yes. That is giving all of your power, all of your strength to outside sources. By rewarding ourselves, not only do we maintain the ability to keep up with ourselves, right? Because if you're not sleeping, you're not eating, you're not doing anything right, you're never going to be a high performer because you cannot keep up, all right? And so it's super important for you to reward yourself so that now you have an internal locus of control as well. You say, I am worth it. I did a great job. I showed up. I am doing amazing things. I am building my dreams. I am laying the foundation. I am planting seeds, and I'm going to reward myself while I wait for the massive harvest, a harvest that will break generational curses, a harvest that will allow me to truly show my family what is possible, a harvest that will truly break other people from their ruts and their slumber, because they're going to be so amazed. They're going to snap out of it, and it's going to inspire them into action. True harvest that's going to turn all your haters, all right, into applications, because now they're going to want to work for you. A true harvest that turns all the doubters into supporters. But in the meantime, you've got to fuel yourself. So reward yourself. Ways that I reward myself have been time, simple things, a break, a nice walk, watching a movie, getting my nails done, buying a new book. What else? An Eden face mask. Oh my God, those are one of my favorite rewards. I love those face masks. I love having a good meal, but always rewarding myself with food. Started a little bit working against me prioritizing my health. So I had to start thinking, am I working towards a trip? Why? If I achieve this goal, are we having a family trip? There's so many ways that you can reward yourself. I encourage you to start thinking of some ways. And then last, you guys, a very, very deep, important, excuse me, and practical high performance habit is discipline over motivation. Discipline over motivation. You need to show up because you're committed. Amateurs show up because they feel like it. Successful professionals show up because they're committed. Amateurs show up because someone gave them a round of applause, all right? So the applause is leading. Professionals show up and then they get an applause, okay? So them showing up is what's leading the way. Amateurs show up if someone's holding their hand, if the sun is shining, the birds are singing, and everything's going perfectly. Professionals show up because they know they're looking forward to the harvest. They don't need to buy flower cuts at the supermarket. They don't need to buy things anywhere else. They're looking to build their own success, so they keep showing up because they have laid the groundwork, because they know those seeds they planted will turn into something amazing. They're not looking for the shortcut. And so it's super important for you to say to yourself, how can I be disciplined? And one of the biggest things that helps with discipline, I already gave to you, right? Eliminating that to-do list. Does your calendar reflect to me that you are building things for success? I don't need to look at your sales volume. I don't need to ask you many questions. If I just ask you for a screenshot of your calendar and it was a true reflection of what you're doing every day, I can already assume how you're doing in business and in life. I can. It is super important. I'll tell you right now, as business owners, an empty calendar, all right, leads to an empty bank account. Are you adding value? Are you showing up? Are you being visible? And some of that's going to be even easier as you prioritize your health, as you reward yourself. Guess what? Your rewards will inspire other people. Other people will be like, wow, I want that too. And so guys, this is the deal. You can be a high performer. You have it in you, and you can be one today. Don't wait until you buy 20 or 30 magazines, do a whole new vision board, get a fancy calendar in the mail. I've got a digital one, and then I've got this really cute one that's got really cute Bible verses. And, just because I just love crossing something off that I did it, I'm an achievement addict a little bit. And I'll tell you right now, don't wait to get a fancy pen. Don't wait to get a new phone so you can have an alarm going off and doing all these things. You can decide to be a high performer today. Today, you can eliminate things that are blocking you from your blessings. Today, you can eliminate you paying attention to other people. And let me tell you right now, yes, you might have haters. Yes, you might have family that doesn't support you. Yes, all these things might be happening. But while you cannot change the people around you, you can change the people around you. while you cannot change the people around you, you can change the people around you. And you guys, when you get it, you get it, all right? When that hits you, it will hit you, and you will start seeing to yourself that, yes, you were made for more. You can handle this. You can choose today, right now, to start showing up as a professional, not as an amateur. And so I know that you can do this. I know that you can handle it. I know that you have it in you to succeed. And so remember, today's important homework is for you to decide you're a high performer. You're going to get this done. A millionaire shows up, not when there's millions, but because they showed up, then the millions came. So you're going to have that mindset. You're showing up to plant your seeds, believing in your harvest, in your abilities. And second, I want you to set down your goals. I want to see how your goals change, how they expand. And even if they don't change between now and Friday, how much more confident you feel about them. Because the reality is that when you master these mindset skills, your goals no longer feel like unachievable fantasy-like things in the far distance. They now feel like something as natural as buying groceries on your to-do list. That is a huge tell that your mindset is there. It doesn't mean that you're cocky. It doesn't mean that you're not going to do the work. It means that you know it's going to happen and it's done. And so you have the confidence to keep showing up and doing it. That is super important, because guys, you can do this. You can achieve great things. You can truly master the world. I want you here tomorrow at the same time, same Zoom ID. Come ready to take notes again. And I want you to start coming here, truly opening yourself up to success, because you can have it all. You can have it now. You are made for more. You are born for such a time as this. All the things that are happening around you, all the collective grief so many people are feeling because of things happening in the world on a global scale. Yes, even at a time like this, you can win. You can break records. You can make your ceiling your floor. And yes, you can still have it all. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. Love you all. God bless. Have you been loving this series? If you're like me and you are always hungry for more content to keep learning, to keep growing, then I've got you, okay? Click on the link in the caption below where you're gonna get a deep dive training. And when I say deep dive, I mean come ready, okay? Get a sitter for your kids, bring a notebook, a pen and paper, and watch that training so that you can learn exactly how I took an idea and turned it into a reality, into a scalable business, and how you can too. Don't forget, click below.